Hi, everybody, and welcome to another Sunday FunDay with the Crescent Lake Club. Mixing it up again this week. The gang is still in Orlando. Today is their version of a Sunday FunDay. So we're going to have check-ins from Disney Springs, where Angela and Leslie are currently brunching at Wine Bar George. And then also we're going to hear from Teets, who is doing our favorite Sunday thing of drinking around the world. So we'll be able to see what's going on. It looks like they're having great weather and great fun. So today I have another new member of the Crescent Lake Club joining me. It's a game day down here in everybody's favorite city in the South. So we're all ready for the Saints to play the Bears. Joining me is Nola Mama, also known as Courtney.
Hey,
Courtney.
hey y'all.
Show.
Thanks for having me. Like Keely said, my name's Courtney. I met Keely when we went to a travel agent convention for our agency a few years ago, and we immediately hit it off, not only for our love of Disney, but our love of NOLA. And when she moved down here, I've grown closer and closer, and I'm so excited to join her in the Crescent Lake Club here today. I'm a teacher by day and a Disney planner by night. And I have two kids who the oldest has been to Disney dozens of times. And my little daughter we're taking for the first time this Mardi Gras. So she's 6 months old and she'll experience her first Mickey Gras this year in just about a month. Yay. So excited.
Yay,
I cannot wait.
So it's a super fun time down here in New Orleans because, 12th night was just last week, so it means we can eat king cake and we can start getting ready for Mardi Gras, which isn't going to be the same this year because of COVID, but we can still have fun with it. I've started decorating a little bit. I crushed my first king cake of the season, so
planning for today. I asked Keely, do I wear the Saints ears or do I wear the Mardi Gras ears?
You wear the ears,
but it's
right? But you got to go
day. Yeah.
Exactly. So you mentioned Mickey Gras. Why don't you fill everybody in on what we call down here Mickey Gras, because they may not be super familiar with it.
Right. So Mardi Gras, February, March each year. And in New Orleans, a lot of locals will very often spend Mardi Gras week in a few different locations besides New Orleans. Some go skiing, but a lot of people go to Disney World for Mardi Gras. Most of the schools have off for 3 days or the whole week. And it's just a great time to get out of the city, kind of get out of the craziness of Mardi Gras, and head over to our favorite place in Orlando. So we have taken my son for the past, 4 years or so. I myself have gone many times during Mardi Gras as a kid and growing up. And like I said, you walk around Magic Kingdom on Fat Tuesday and you see as much purple, green, and gold as you don't. So it's just a great time to get out of the city and go to Mardi Gras. And go to Disney World during Mardi Gras.
Cool. Yeah, because it's just so hard to describe Mardi Gras to someone that doesn't live here or hasn't been in the city during Mardi Gras. Like you see all of the stories of like what Bourbon Street is like, or that it just happens on Bourbon and it's super topless and just gratuitous over the top. I mean, it's gratuitous and over the top, but it's also still like a really fun, family friendly time. Like I watched, how many parades last season did I watched 2 or 3 with y'all and
with us,
Fletcher.
Yeah.
You see people like they take ladders and put boxes on the top of them so kids can sit up higher than, adults and catch all the throws. Yeah.
Yep.
So, they can beat out everything. Courtney
has Popeyes and Popeyes and king cake.
So much Popeyes. I remember it was Toast Sunday. We got out and got a spot, and one of my neighbors was like, if you're going to go get Popeyes, you may wait until later. He got to the Popeyes on Claiborne like 90 minutes before it opened to get in line. He said 3 people went in, and they're like, it's going to be 2 hours for chicken because they just go in and they just buy.
They pre-order. Yep.
Yeah. It's
crazy.
Popeyes must make their
year
Mardi Gras where they make their overhead for the whole year. But it's so cool. You set up in the same area. You do tents and things. It's a great time to hang out with your neighbors. My favorite thing, so where I live is what's called in the box. So all the parades on the uptown route kind of go around my house. So, you're really in it. You either have to get out before the parade start or,
Where you're
just
there.
go in it. But, you see the grocery store before the first Thursday, it's like everyone's shopping last minute before Thanksgiving because everyone is just getting what they need. But my favoriteest thing is going down Magazine Street and seeing all the beer distributors stopping at like gyms for all the schools in the area because everyone turns their gym into like a bar, concession stand kind of thing. So that, like the first time you see that, it's like, oh, well, that's the most New Orleans thing ever.
But yeah. And to be clear, Mardi Gras parades last for weeks. This is not like everyone in New Orleans just completely shunning Mardi Gras. By the time we leave for Disney, we've had 10 plus days of parades and revelry. And so in a weird kind of way, Disney World is a break. And Disney, like it's a fast pace, but a different fast pace than Mardi Gras. So we're not just completely shunning the whole thing. I love Mardi Gras. I love the fact that Disney World is so close and the Mardi Gras season is so long that we can experience both and take full advantage of where we live. This great place to live.
And for everyone here, I make the drive to Orlando from here quite frequently. And so basically from my house to my mom's house right by Disney Springs, it's about 8.5 hours, just depending on stops. So it's a really easy drive. It's not really fun once you get into Florida because you get so excited, like, I'm in Florida. And then it's like 5.5 more hours of just the most boring panhandle, then even more boring down through Gainesville. Yeah. So, because you go through Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama so quick. I'm crushing it. And then it's just.
All day.
Yeah. So
until you get there.
Until you get there. And then you're there. So where are you guys staying for Mickey Gras this year?
This year we're staying at Saratoga Springs for a few different reasons. The parks are not open as long. So we wanted that flexibility of staying in a villa and having the kitchen. Like I said, I have a 6-month-old. So having a fridge and the place to make food for her and my 5-year-old who eats me out of house and home as a 5-year-old is really nice. The pools there are really nice. They have a couple of different pools with great slides and great activities for all ages. And then, of course, the proximity to Disney Springs is going to be really nice when the park hours aren't as long as we're used to. So we can very easily hop over to the Springs for shopping, dining, whatever. Just walk around there since those hours will be open a little bit longer.
Yeah, that's just the one complaint that I've heard from the gang that's there this weekend. This would normally be marathon weekend. So it's the one time that our whole big group of Rent Disney friends gets together in Orlando. And a lot of them chose to go ahead and go through with it, so they're out there, but like one thing that Ryan mentioned the other day was it's so different because you're so used to being able to go out and do karaoke or the bar stay open later. And so, or the restaurant stay open later, you've got fireworks, you've got other things going on, especially at the resort, but it's basically everything just kind of screeches to a halt. Like when the park shut down and then you go have dinner and then you're back at your resort and it's just like, I wish there was something to do.
Yeah.
So that's the one interesting thing. That's what I was talking to him about too, was, when do you think things like maybe extra magic hours are going to happen or anything like that, just to kind of give more perks and more things to do at the parks? And
I feel like they have to do something soon. I mean, they're doing all these promotions for people to stay on property. But when talking to people booking their trips, besides staying in the Magic, which is something you can't put a price on, there's the benefits to staying on property are not there right now.
Yeah.
Again, I will always advocate to stay on property if you can afford it, if it's in your budget for your trip, just because you stay in that magic. There's something intangible about staying on property versus an off-property resort. But, it's just, you don't get the extra magic hours. We don't have the dining plan available. It's just until recently you couldn't park hop. So.
Yeah. Well, and even now you can still park hop, but you can't park hop until like what, after 2?
2. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, and they're really trying to force people to go to Epcot with park hopping, since they're keeping Epcot's the one park that they're keeping open later. Open. Yeah. So
and looking at dining. Sorry.
Oh no, go ahead.
I was gonna say, looking at dining, that is a good option to park hop over there for dinner, because I would say Epcot, what do you think? Probably has the most. I mean, they always have the most restaurants open, but definitely right now have the most restaurants, most availability for dinner. So staying in one of the parks in the morning, afternoon, maybe going back to your resort for an afternoon swim, and then going to get a really good meal in Epcot, where there's some really good restaurants open, as opposed to settling for places I'm not going to talk about that don't have good food but are still open right now.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gee, I wonder what you could possibly be talking about. So you, for your Mickey Gras trip, right around Christmas was when you were able to make your ADRs for dining, right?
I was, yep.
Did you get anything fun?
We're doing Garden Grill, because I love Garden Grill. It's great for the kids. They do have characters. It's not the traditional meet and greet. They're walking around and you can take selfies, and so they're there. They're not going to be able to come up to the table to sign autograph books, which is fine for my son. He's gotten their autographs plenty of times. I'm a little disappointed because we're going with some friends with young kids who have never been, so they won't get to see that. But on the flip side, they don't know any different. They don't know that you used to be able to have Mickey come up to your table and sign your autograph book. So we're going there. I'm really excited. The food there is really good generally. I've never had a bad meal there. And it's a small setting, so you often see the characters frequently. But that's the one I'm most excited about. We have a big group, so it was a little hard to find places that are going to seat all of us. I don't know if that's a COVID thing, because normally I've been able to get big groups, but nobody's really seating tables at 10.
Yeah. So when we were there in November, there was 5 of us plus 2, and I could never make an ADR for more than 6.
Yeah. So I had to do 2 and 2.
Yeah. So I think they are like capping table size at 6. I mean, 10 you could usually get in, but like of the places that we went to, you could see that they pulled so many tables out. We did Liberty Tree Tavern, and we were seated in Diamond Horseshoe for Liberty Tree.
Oh, wow.
So for me, it was the first time I've been in there since I worked there in the 90s. So I was a little, and it was the first time for everyone else eating there. So I was a little disappointed that, we weren't in the main Liberty Tree Tavern room. Yeah. So that kind of stunk. But I will tell you all this. It was great. So we did it as that was a day we dressed up as we did our Christmas outfits. So, we wore like the green, that we copied Mickey and Minnie's Christmas outfit. The green sweater with the snowflakes and the red skirt. So we wore that. Cute. It was our Christmas day. We walked into Magic Kingdom, and they do the cavalcade above the railroad, and all of the characters, like we got all the cavalcade characters attention basically all weekend, because we did all wear like matching shirts and stuff. So, you saw a lot of, the coolest thing, I will tell you, if you guys do a break at Animal Kingdom, try and get one of those couches at Nomad Lounge. The kids will die, because that's where the barges for the barge cavalcades at Animal Kingdom go in and out of.
Great tip.
So you can see it. You can, unobstructed view, you can see them come in and out. Chip and Dale wear their dinosaur outfits. They are so adorable. And then there's, Donald and Scrooge, and all of them are one of them. The best was we were wearing our matching Best Day Ever shirts. And again, we were there in November, so it was all Christmased out. And Santa came out and saw us in the Rivers of Light seating area, and he's like, "I love y'all shirts." I'm like, Santa, I know him.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. So we called it was our family trip. It was the Crescent Lake Club. And so we did a lot of bits. There was a lot of dressing up. Also, because you're wearing the mask, so
you have to have something.
Yeah. No one is really gonna recognize you
Right.
Ryan didn't wear the matching socks. With our Christmas outfits, we wore like knee-high socks and stuff like that. So we were really special, super special. But
Nice.
so that's my Animal Kingdom tip for y'all. For Epcot, you will be able to hear, like, if you're in World Showcase, there's this really like triumphant trumpet sound and the change in the background music. And that's when you know that one of those cavalcades is going to come around. And they're almost always in a horse-drawn carriage, except for, I want to say, Anna and Elsa. One of them was walk-in.
Okay.
I'm not sure I remember that. But there's like the VIPs are one. Most of the World Showcase princesses like Snow and Cindy and Sleeping Beauty and Belle are all in like a wagon. And they have got the plexiglass up between their seats and stuff too. Magic Kingdom, they were doing all the little Christmassy cavalcades, so I can't really speak to what they're doing now, but I imagine it's not much different. And then Hollywood Studios, I don't think we saw. Well, maybe we saw Pixar. Hollywood Studios, we had like a really aggressive touring plan for Hollywood Studios. Oh, here's my Hollywood Studios tip that I've heard from Ryan. So they do not have extra or early magic hours for staying on site, but like opening times are purely just guidelines. So like people are getting into these parks like an hour or 90 minutes early, and rides are already running. So they got to Hollywood Studios. Yeah, they got to Hollywood Studios. I think they went Friday. All the days are kind of just running together at this point in time. But they got there like a good hour before the park opened, and they were able to walk on Runaway Railway twice in a row.
What?
Yeah. And do Rock and Roller Coaster. And their wait for Slinky Dog was only like 30 minutes. And this was all within the first hour of the park being open. So
is Rocket back up? I've seen reports it is.
So that was the day they were there. That was the first day that it was back open.
Okay.
And, they said it was fine. They didn't notice anything different about it. Ryan thinks that it was something to do with the launch is what they had to work on.
Gotcha.
People Mover is still down, but it should be back up by the time you get there.
Yeah, my son loves People Mover. I don't know why, but he does. But
it's just one of those. I guess
it could be like,
he could be like Ryan. And so when we were there in November, we all tried to do at Magic Kingdom everyone's favorite ride or attraction, and Teet's favorite attraction is Country Bears. So it's been a good decade since I'd seen Country Bears.
I was going to say.
Yeah, it may still have been the 90s when I was working there, because I remember Country Bears being like 27 minutes long. So this was nice that it was only like 7.5. But it was the first time for Beth, Angela, and Leslie to see it. And I think they walked out of there like, whoo.
Yeah, it's ancient.
Ancient and slightly problematic. Just slightly problematic.
Yeah.
But so that was a fun thing for us, is trying out new things. I'm still like in between on whether I think the parks are too crowded or not for my own comfort, based on.
So that was going to be one of my questions, because I had a family who went the week between Christmas and New Year's. We know traditionally like the very busiest week. This super mom of 6, so it was a party of 8 total, 6 kids. Their last day was in Magic Kingdom, and she told me that after dinner, so around like 4 or 5 o'clock, she told her kids that they could each pick one more ride to go on. And they were able to go on 6 rides between dinner and the time they left the park the week between Christmas and New Year. I was like, you don't realize how lucky you are crowd-wise.
Oh, yeah, that's kind of magic. When we were there, it was supposed to be wine and dine weekend. So I think we were the list for quite a few of our Run Disney friends who were thinking of going. who were thinking of going in January, and they got to see like what we were able to do and different things like that. So I think it made them more comfortable to go now. It seems a lot more crowded, and I can see both sides of the lines and spacing and all of that, and that maybe the spaced out lines make it look more crowded. But I will say that it did seem like it was mostly locals there, and they come early and they leave before dinner to go home or go somewhere else, because you can only buy, up until recently, you could only buy a ticket if you had a hotel room, correct? Because you can't even get an annual pass anymore.
Right. Yeah. So that probably contributed to her ability to get on so many rides. But
yeah, because we did when we were at Magic Kingdom. We had originally scheduled to have our dinner at Liberty Tree. Our seating was like 6:55, and Magic Kingdom was originally slated to close at 6. So we were all excited that we had like that 1 hour period afterwards, and then we thought we'd be able to, walk through the park and have it all empty to do pictures. And then they moved hours back, and so we just saw like the projections and went back to the hotel room. I don't know that we did much else after dinner. That was a really, really long day. Like, we rope dropped Magic Kingdom. And the other thing is, because we rented a car so we could drive to the parks instead of taking, the buses. We heard the buses were taking a long time. And just the thought of like being in an enclosed space with a bunch of people you didn't know and stuff like that, it was just easier. But then when you have the car and you don't want to take the Disney offered transportation, you're kind of where you get to, and you're there until the rest of the group wants to go back.
Right.
I feel like we were able to accomplish most of places. We walked onto Flight of Passage, and I think wait was like 90 minutes, and we got on 30. We did Navi River Journey and just walked on. Everest was a walk on. Safari was pretty much a walk on, without any shows running. It's really just
there's not much to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Rope drop never stopped. Yep. And then you got to rope drop your favorite Disney bars, like Baseline Top House. That's me.
Or the first day I met you and you rope dropped at the Poly.
Oh my gosh.
Remember that?
Right.
Yeah. I think that was the first day, but whatever.
That sounds about right. Yeah. You just get into your habits. I know when all of my favorite Disney bars open, usually at 4, but they technically open at like 3:30. Tambu opens at 7 a.m., just FYI, in non-pandemic times. In case these are the things that you learn, like as a Disney runner too. It's okay. I'm up. I've been up since 3:30. It's 8. Technically, I need a drink. I'm ready. I put my miles in. The parking lot beer isn't going to cut it. So, which is kind of a good seg to Disney favorites. I just said my favorite in park bar is Baseline Tap House. I just love sitting outside. I love the cheesy background loop. It's all like top 40 pop songs, but done in total elevator doctor's office music version. I swear, if I could find a recording, if I could find that on Spotify, that would be like the thing that, like, the show intro music. Like right now, I usually use Illuminations. Today I did Happily Ever After. No, I would make the Baseline soundtrack play every stream, Crescent Lake Club. And for those that enjoy a cocktail, my second favorite thing, well, we'll go third because I like the charcuterie board there too and the little crack bread that they've got. My third favorite thing is a drink that I like to say I created. And it's a Tito's and that organic black cherry soda that they have on draft. It is so good. So good.
But you'll drink anything with Tito's, right?
I will drink.
Isn't this the case? I've been around you long enough to know this is the case.
Yeah. That's
Uh-huh.
fair. I mean, it's
Uh,
the best vodka around.
yeah.
So what's your favorite Disney bar or lounge?
I think my favorite is probably Tutto Gusto. I love a good wine.
I've never been there, and I wanted to go in November, and nobody would go with me. I know.
Keely.
I know. I wanted to go in November, and nobody would go with me. I know. I think they would. I think, like, I even had it penciled in when it opened. I'm like, we're gonna time this just right. It's perfect because they were trying to do food and wine snacks. I'm like, this is gonna be great. We'll time it so we'll do this, and then we'll pop right in there. I'm afraid that they figured out if I went in there that they would never get me out.
Might never leave. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so cozy, especially if it's like really hot or the one day a year that it's really cold. To
Which
go
is
in there. Right. Because it's inside. Generally in Orlando and Florida, you need a reprieve from the weather. So I like that. And the flights that they do, I think, are really well put together. You can do a ton of stuff. You could do a different region of Italy, so you can get like reds and whites. You can do a red flight, a white flight, all different kinds of flights. Again, that are based on random different things. It's just really good. Their charcuterie there is delicious there too. I mean,
I'm so mad.
Mark it down for March.
I know.
For March. For your birthday.
I know. I need. Oh my gosh.
April. Sorry.
April. Yeah. I mean, I'll go in March too. But yeah. So put it on the books. Now I'm so mad because it's like the whole November trip we were trying to do stuff that I haven't done. Like for me, which is it's kind of hard.
Not much. Yeah. I'm really shocked I'm shocked there's a lounge in Epcot that you haven't been to.
I know. I'm slightly disappointed in myself too. I mean,
although you did teach me that Morocco is it the only place in Epcot with a full bar?
Yep. So Morocco is the only, well, before, I'm sure they kept it the same, but Morocco is the only one with a full bar. Rose and Crown, oddly enough, does not have a full bar. They only carry the spirits that make up some of the cocktails they do. And you cannot get Tito's at Rose and Crown Pub. But you can get Tito's in Morocco at Spice Road Table. Yeah. And the champagnes or the sparkling sangria is the best at Morocco. As you guys can tell, I've done drinking around the world quite a few times at Epcot. It's one of my favorite things to do. We talked about marathon weekend, and that's usually what me and my Run Disney friends do on Monday after we've all finished our respective races, be it the 10K or the 5K, the half. Some of us do the marathon. Some of us do those crazy challenges where you run multiple races over multiple days. But the one thing we always do, we say the races prepare us for the real challenge, and that's drinking around the world. Have you ever done drinking around the world, Courtney?
I have not successfully fully done it. I have tried.
Which is strange to me. The last year when I was doing it, you're like, I don't think I can do it. Even though Mardi Gras, I had 2 superior margaritas and like 5 beers watching parades. I'm like, okay, so this 2 superior margaritas count as 4 countries.
I know.
You're basically there.
The problem was I was by myself and I had to drive myself back to my resort because I had driven that day. So I could not,
fully embrace.
There was not enough time between finishing the countries and park closing for me to be able to safely drive home. But I did have snacks I had something in every country. I had some snacks and whatnot. But yeah, that's definitely on the bucket list to fully go around the world and not do it alone. Do it with somebody. I'm not like some weird loner who goes to the park by myself. I just happened to be there a day before my family got there because I was taking care of some travel agent business a day before my family got there. And I was like, let's go to Epcot. It's my favorite. Let's try this drinking around the world thing. And about halfway through, I was like, this is not a good idea. This is not a responsible choice for an adult to make.
Yeah. Like the tips for that are, you got to work in a lunch somewhere. So the last time we did it as a group, there was like 25 of us that had lunch together at Via Napoli. So that was perfect. You get some pizza. And yeah, it's also fun in a bigger group if you can have a buddy system and you share drinks in some of the places where you either the beer choice is really crappy or, I'm talking about China.
We're talking about you.
China, you need to up your cocktail selection because nobody really wants tipsy ducks in love or whatever it is. That's basically like a coffee Long Island iced tea. Nobody wants that. Nobody needs that. But you're forcing it on us. Also, like in the beer mingling or something they've just created that's probably Corona. They're just calling it something else. China, figure your situation out. So yeah, that helps to have a buddy system so you can kind of work through that. Norway is another hard one. I think now I've started doing those terrible wine balls in Norway just because the beer is gross.
Yeah, when I did it, I got the school bread. That was my breakfast, I think, that day.
Good call.
Because there was not a beverage that looked particularly appetizing.
And here's my pro tip for Mexico. Everyone is like, La Cava, La Cava, La Cava. So back when you could get like actually mixed margaritas, La Cava was great. Now everything's already pre-mixed and poured out of a jug. The best margarita for your dollar is not at the like.
Sorry.
It's okay. I was like, is that me? It's not at La Chancla or whatever it is, the newsstand outside. The best one is at Hacienda at the quick service, and it's just the regular rocks margarita, no salt. It is like a superior marg, and it's going to come in at like right at $10.
Yeah.
So
that's a good one. And that you can sit out by the lake with some chips and queso.
And what's even better is you can mobile order it. So then you just don't even have to wait in line. You just walk in and pick it up and you're done. So yeah, that's the one thing that the pandemic has done at Disney that is long overdue is so many more places have mobile order.
Like,
thank you. I don't want to go stand in line while someone who looks at a menu. Like just order your chicken nuggets and move along. Yeah.
You see they have even mobile checkout at some merchandise locations.
I saw that. So those weren't
up and running. That?
Okay. Those weren't up and running in November. When Ryan comes in, I'll ask him because I had him looking for a dog spirit jersey for me while he was there this weekend. So I know he's been in and out.
A dog?
Yeah. Yeah, I want to get a
jersey for your dog.
Oh no, a spirit jersey for my dog. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So my dog bro likes to wear clothes, and the other human being in my house hates my spirit jerseys. So what better way than to get his dog a Disney spirit jersey to wear around?
You're so kind.
I know. He just really likes clothes. He's got a Saints jersey he wears during football games. He was wearing I bought him pajamas. He has pajamas that he wears. I know.
You might as well dress.
The pandemic has ruined me.
I spend all my money on clothes for my kids. You spend it on clothes for your dog.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the pajamas I got from like Walmart or something like that. So I think they were $5. I didn't feel that bad. And they're Christmas jammies. So, he needed something to wear for when Santa Claus shows up to drop off his like box of treats for Christmas. Again, if I can I don't know how I'm going to react to being able to go out into like normal society around people full time without like COVID
Yeah.
restrictions. I've been shut in
Yeah.
too long. I've become this person.
Yeah. I'm done. I'm over it.
No. All right.
Ready for
So,
my vaccine.
right. Come on. Well, you're close though.
I'm close. Hopefully in the next month or so.
Yeah. So back to favorites. So favorite park, you're a Magic Kingdom person, aren't you?
I do like Magic. It depends. If I'm with the kids, if I'm with my family, it's Magic Kingdom. There's so much more for them to do there. It's so much more magical for them. If I'm by myself or with adults, when Keely and I have gone, it's Epcot.
Oh yeah.
It's Epcot. And not just because of the food and beverage options, but like when my mom would take me and my brother as a kid, we hated going to Epcot. We hated it. But she would make us go so that we could learn something. Because we usually missed a few days of school. And she was like, well, at least if you go to Epcot, you learn something. Which is true. You do. There's so much. They like began and are the best at the edutainment, teaching you something you don't know, teaching you something in a way you don't even know you're learning. And so they make it fun, and there's so much. I just love Epcot.
Well, and so the one thing that the pandemic took that I was really excited hearing about was, I think it's probably the last time you and I were together at Disney, is we were doing research for a school trip, and you guys were going to do 2 of those Disney education, the youth education series, which for those of people that aren't familiar, you can sign up for they're grade level specific classes that you can take students to that utilize attractions or different parts of the resort to help explain concepts. Like, was it the one that was about like the life cycle of water or something like that? That used Splash Mountain as kind of a way to show you.
Well, that was a physics one. That was actually a physics one that they did, like displacement. And the ones that we were signed up for pre-pandemic was a leadership one in Epcot, and then a sustainability program in Animal Kingdom. And we were looking forward to it. The kids were looking forward to it. And then, unfortunately that trip had to get canceled. And I've actually been in contact with the youth programs office for a couple of other groups that are interested in going, and they're not up and running yet. Can't buy youth tickets yet. So hopefully that will come back, because the programs that office put out, the discounts that office offered for youth groups, youth travel, was incredible. Made it so affordable for groups with kids to go. But we'll talk about this in a little while, but the promotions that Disney has right now can actually still make it an affordable trip for a youth group. But we'll talk more about that in a little bit, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And so, the youth education series isn't something brand new. It's been going back to, so I graduated high school in Orlando in 1999. I know, I'm really old. But, through like 7th grade we stopped doing it around, you mostly did it in middle school and your freshman year in high school. But once a year, we would have a big grade level field trip to Epcot. And it was mostly like you were teamed up and you had to do this kind of scavenger hunt that involved like, going to talk to one of the or hear what's on the Voices of Liberty we're doing, or you had to go walk through Morocco and find this one sign that told you about, this one wall and things like that. So they've really, Epcot has always had the angle on edutainment, and I love what they're doing with the youth programs to kind of spread it out across all of the properties now, because there is something that you can take from, like I said, water displacement from Splash Mountain. So favorite park for me always, Epcot. I have a newfound love for Hollywood Studios, and it's not because of Star Wars. I love Gertie. She is my favorite. She's my favorite Christmas decoration. She has her little Santa hat on, and she's been putting the balls on the Christmas tree. She's my favorite. I don't know. I love Fantasmic. It's probably my favorite nighttime spectacular.
For sure.
I love Tower of Terror. I loved, before COVID, when the holidays was this sunset season's greetings, and they would do the fun projections and the Snope and everything on Hollywood Boulevard. I don't know. I just love Hollywood Studios. I think it gets treated misfairly when everyone's like, "Oh, it's only a half-day park." You're only a half-day park. Hollywood Studios is great.
Yeah,
great.
So I do miss some old MGM staples.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Backlog tour. Throwback.
Backlog tour. Mostly I miss the shows. You know,
Yeah.
Hunchback, again, this dates me again. Hunchback was my favorite show. I miss the Hercules parade. Wish they would bring us.
Do you remember the Aladdin character dining?
Yeah. And you could go up and like the genie, you could like rub the genie's lamp.
Yes.
Yeah. I think it's so
terrified of Jafar.
Oh,
that Jafar like gave me nightmares.
Yeah. No, and it was so cool. So that's what we're talking about. Used to be called the Backstage Diner. It's now the Disney Junior Show Hall. It's attached to Hollywood Brown Derby. So also back in the day on the second floor was this bar called the Catwalk Lounge. And the only way you could take the elevator from Brown Derby up to the Catwalk Lounge, or you could take stairs behind the genie presentation at the Aladdin character dining thing to go up to this bar. You know, I'm pretty sure it closed before I graduated high school, but I always remember like, ooh, Catwalk Bar. Let's go see what this looks like. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you walked in and it overlooked was, over the Aladdin dining thing. But yeah, the Aladdin, that was cool.
That was so cool. I
haven't thought about that in a while.
We have a really great picture of my brother and I dressed up, Jasmine and Aladdin. It's great. Circa 1994, I think.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So you probably, if you went to Magic Kingdom, then you probably saw me in parades back then, because I was in parades 94 to 99.
Yep. We were going every year in October at that time.
Because that's a fun time especially you go from Halloween and then like right after Halloween's over, it changes straight over to Christmas.
Yeah.
What's your favorite ride?
Where?
Yeah. I guess we can do one. We can do one from each park, I guess.
One from each park. I think my favorite in Magic Kingdom is probably Haunted Mansion. I just think it's done so well. It's a classic. They've redone elements of it to keep it modern, but it's classic ride. I also remember one of the times we went back when I was a kid, my grandmother bought this book that told you all of this history book of the Haunted Mansion. And I just remember reading it and becoming obsessed with it. And it gave the names of all the ghosts in it. As it said, it went down with the ship with Katrina. So RIP to that Haunted Mansion book. But that's probably I know. But that's probably my favorite in Magic. What about you?
Magic Kingdom. That's a hard one. I'll probably go Haunted Mansion or Pirates. I have a serious love-hate relationship with Magic Kingdom. So, like I said, when I was there in November, it was the first time I spent time in earnest in Magic Kingdom in years. Hold on. We may have special guests coming in momentarily. I've received dispatches from Disney World.
Yeah, I remember when you met me there a few years ago for half a day. You said it was the first time you'd gone in years.
Yeah, and forever. It's I have a lot of fond memories of Magic Kingdom, and sometimes it's hard. It used to be after I'd stopped working there and moved to Texas, we'd go back and visit my mom, and I would go for a day or two, and we'd always make sure to stay and see either Spectra or Main Street Electric Parade and Wishes. And that was always hard for me to deal with because those were the parades that I was in, and you always have have a real emotional attachment to it, and it's just not the same. And it was like a jealousy thing too. It's what I would give to put on those 56-pound butterfly wings and the really scratchy sequin unitard just one more time kind of thing. So it was hard for me to reconcile that. I'm getting better at it though. I'm still good for just like, I'm good for I said 1 day a year. I'll go 1 day a year. You know, the year before I went for a Halloween party and I bounced after the parade. Like I made it 3 hours, which I think was more than the people I was with thought I would be there for. You know, I'll go, since you said Haunted Mansion, I'll go Buzz Lightyear. It's probably my favorite. Still seeking that galactic hero, even though before this last trip, I watched like 20 YouTube videos on how to cheat at it, and I still haven't been able to figure it out. Maybe 2021 will be my year.
But your year.
That I finally become a galactic hero.
I don't even try. I mean, I do, but there's no hope. That's not my forte at all. But yeah. So you want to do Epcot?
Epcot, Spaceship Earth, no question. Yeah. Are there other rides at Epcot other than Spaceship Earth? I think that's the only right there.
Old school Figment, pre-renovation Figment, yes, but new Figment, no, not. No. I mean, I go on it, but
Spaceship Earth, not even a question. At Hollywood Studios.
Okay, so I haven't ridden all of Rise of the Resistance, so I don't feel like I can give that a fair shake because when we were there last year, I was pregnant, so I didn't get on the actual ride vehicle. I did the first half of the experience, and it was incredible, and I cannot wait to do the entire thing.
You got to do all the pre-shows.
I got to do all the pre-show, but even that was incredible.
So the first time I did Rise, like the second pre-show when on the ship with that like wormy guy driving you, I was like, this is just like the submarine at the World War II museum.
Yeah, but not. But yeah, that was so. I'm assuming that'll take first place, even though I'm not a Star Wars person at all whatsoever. But otherwise, Tower of Terror. For sure. Yeah. We rode it the first year it opened when it was just like that one drop.
Yeah. I love Tower of Terror. I love Slinky Dog. Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway is adorable. I absolutely love that. Yes, it is so cute. Yay. Yeah. I love all the shows at Hollywood Studios. Seriously, Hollywood Studios, underrated. Y'all gotta love it. Stop saying it's a half-day park. Stop. It's a full-day park. Oh, boy. All right. Joining us live from the Germany Pavilion. Everyone say hi to Teets.
Hi.
Hello.
I'm going to grab a drink. I'm going to grab a drink. You tell us how Drinking Around the World is going.
Well, we are currently, there's no Africa stop on the medal, but we're currently at our 5th stop in Germany. So we did 11 in Mexico, and we are at. But yeah, it's been enjoyable so far. I have not had anything to eat yet, so that's real great.
Ooh. What have you had to drink so far?
Got a grapefruit beer in Germany. We did a blue raspberry beer in Africa. And margarita in Mexico, of course. Norway was, I don't remember what it was called. Something weird, but yeah.
Nice. Keely and I were just talking about the margarita situation in Mexico. Do you go to La Cava? Do you do a quick order from, a mobile order from the quick service? What route did you go this time?
We went to the, not like the quick service, but the little like margarita stand, like outside the pavilion. That's where we went.
I call that La Chancla, which chancla means flip-flop in Spanish. Actually, no, it means the sound that a shoe makes, I think. I don't know. Whatever. I call it La Chancla. It's called La Choza. But
Yeah.
what did you have in China? Because China sucks.
Oh, I had a Kung Fu Punch.
That's new. What was in that?
No, they had it last year at least. I don't know how.
Did they?
They had it last year for sure. I've had it before.
Okay. What was in it?
I don't remember.
You were so terrible at this.
He's
You
on
were
his
the
fifth
worst.
country.
Yeah, I know. He's the worst on-scene reporter ever. What are crowds like?
Not too bad. Well, we got here probably just after 10 o'clock. We got in the park. World Showcase was dead, but we walked by Test Track and already at 60 minutes. So we didn't do any rides yet today. But otherwise, World Showcase isn't too bad at all.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because it's 2 though. That's weird. What are your plans? So you're in Germany. What are your plans for the rest of the day?
Well, we're just kind of just moving around. We're just, if there's something at a booth, a festival arts booth or, a different, whatever. Each country, we're just stopping and getting whatever we want. So, Mike brought Dixie cups if we want to share a drink or.
Nice.
So.
See,
That's a
buddy
good tip.
system.
That's a good tip.
Yeah, buddy system is a way to go. Especially, like I said, when you have to get a crap drink in China. Look at your face. I hope Mama Teets is watching this right now. I'm going to send it to her and be like, look at your son on the internet drunk.
She already warned me before I started today to watch my drinking, so we'll see. So she already knows.
I'm gonna tell Dorothy too. So you're gonna have both Mama Teets and Grandma Teets mad at you. Well,
Heels and her friend Courtney. Yeah.
Yeah, so at least you're staying at Boardwalk, so you can just stumble home when you're done.
Amble on home. So have you been to Tutto Gusto?
I have not. No.
That's where I wanted to go in November, and no one would go with me.
This was a discussion point earlier. Could not believe that she had never been.
So bad.
I've only been to Via Napoli in Italy, so.
All right. Well, anything else to tell us? Anything else to report back on that we should know about?
No, I didn't think I only stayed at MK yesterday until 1-ish when we left to go to Geyser Point, and we did go back for our dinner reservation at Skipper Canteen. MK was definitely pretty busy, but it's kind of expected for a Saturday. So
How was Skipper Canteen?
that was my first time there, so I enjoyed it. I got the taste like chicken because it actually is chicken.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
And a bunch of people.
He only got that because there wasn't a burger on the menu.
I mean, you're not wrong, but yes. And a bunch of people got the Brazilian cheese bread as an appetizer too, so we all kind of shared that. So we got that too. Otherwise, everybody got something different. Some people got like the soup of the day. Some people got the salad. Everybody got something different. So
nice. The steak salad there is like one of our favorite meals on property.
I love the noodles too.
Yeah.
How was Enchanted Rose? You also did a monorail bar crawl too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. We started at Geyser Point, then went to the Wave, then we went to Skipper Canteen, then we went to Enchanted Rose, and ended up at Tambu.
What was your favorite stop of all of that?
Probably Tambu. I didn't think Kaiser Point didn't impress me that much this time. I got the same stuff I got last time, but service was not as great. So we didn't have Mitch this time.
Didn't have Mitch. Well,
No.
Mitch, in case you guys missed that, when we went in November, it was Whitty, me, and Teets sitting out at Geyser Point, and who got the free margarita? Teets. Dudes aren't supposed to get free drinks. Ladies get free drinks. This is after this kid started off with a Long Island iced tea at like 2 in the afternoon.
That's what I got this time too.
No.
Have we taught you nothing?
I got the buffalo cheese dip or whatever again though too. So.
Well, good. At least you ate something there. Why don't you walk over and get yourself a pretzel?
I was just gonna say
Well,
that.
someone got chips, so we're kind of all sharing chips right now.
Courtney's about to mom you to death if you don't put some food in your mouth.
You need some carbs to soak up some of that.
You do.
You're a runner, don't you know this?
Yeah. Yep, I know.
Or it's gonna little tiny Teetsy's gonna get to Morocco and it's gonna be puking around the world.
Not wrong. Yep.
All right, Teets. Well, eat some carbs, drink some water, hydrate. Find you a Powerade somewhere too.
Yep.
Take some aspirin before you go to bed at 4.
We'll see if I fall asleep on Soren after all this, like last time.
That's not even on the board in Vegas. That's a sure bet. Won't even take action on that one because the house will lose. Sure bet. All right, Titi, I'll catch up with you tomorrow. Oh, hey, look, who's here? Let's see if she shows up.
Oh, boy.
Oh, my.
We got the Bears jersey.
What is that terrible jersey? Why are you doing this to us? And now she's just frozen, so all I have to do is just look at it. I wonder if she knows what player this is. She knows what position. Yeah, in case y'all missed it, Thing One tried to claim Jalen Hurts was a horned frog. So, not a horned frog. He's from Houston, too, so it's not even close to Fort Worth. All right, she says she's having problems with her battery. All right, Titi, have fun. Be safe. Okay. Don't talk to strangers. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
Yeah, okay. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Drinking on the road the world. Fun. I know. We'll have to do it. We'll definitely do it in April.
Yeah.
Definitely. We'll brunch at Wine Bar George and then drink around the world.
Sounds like a plan.
Let's do it.
We just stop at Tutto Gusto for Italy. So where do you go in Italy for your stop?
I go to the little. Oh, there she is. I'll see if it works now. I have questions. Do you even know what? Do you know what position?
He's a big guy, so he plays like on the line. I don't know if it's the O line or the D line, but he plays on the line, and he will be playing in today's game. Okay, I know this. I also know Chuck Pagano's name and Mitch Trubisky. Maybe
it's a T, not an N. Trubisky.
Trubisky. Okay, I'm not going to be talking a lot about him today, though. So far, I've just been talking like just generally that Nola's trash. Like Breeze is trash. It's Bears, not Breeze. I'm making lots of friends. Probably more enemies today, though. Not going to lie. But it doesn't matter because you know what? We are at Disney Springs today, people. It is a beautiful day in Orlando. COVID is just festering all around us, but we have masks on, so it's all good. Had brunch at Wine Bar George. My second time to have brunch there, but only my first time to eat. So, hey, Sunday FunDay, here we go. Let's get it done.
I will fill Courtney in on your first time off stream.
Hey, I was hanging out in that bathroom again today, but not so long in that second stall. I don't know.
Gosh. Terrible.
So what's going on, kids?
Yeah, so how was brunch?
delicious. I had the wine country omelet, side of bacon, extra burnt. We had a couple of steak and fries at the table, and Leslie got the burrata.
The burrata is the best. That's what I always get is the burrata.
Along with the frosés and Dole Whip frosés and all that stuff.
I got a really precious photo from Leslie of all her favorite things from Weimar George and a terrible Bears jersey. So there's the burrata. Doesn't that look delicious?
Hey, listen, every picture is about framing it. You want to make sure the background is a winning background. We don't need fleur-de-lis or black or gold. That's junk. That doesn't go with burrata.
I can't even.
Hey, you know what's in New Orleans?
Can you buy orange and blue?
Yeah, go get you some
ears?
Go get you some Bears ears.
I don't think so.
Listen, I made this investment about 2 years ago on it's a story. It's a story why I have this jersey and the shirt that's under it and a pullover. But I am a Mexican, and when I spend money, I get my money out of whatever I spend. So I got about 2.5 tied up into this wardrobe. We're getting all my pennies out of it.
Hey, so did you bring I don't know what your plans are for after the game. I hope you brought a change of clothes or something.
No reason to change, baby. No reason to change. This is the winning jersey right here.
You're just gonna have to turn it inside out.
Every day. I mean, I don't know what y'all are gonna do in NOLA. You're gonna have to close that whole damn city down when we break Breeze. We're just gonna snap him. Just his last little dream of having that moment on his way out. No, sir. It's 2021. No. Not everybody's winning in life right now. If the world is not winning, Breeze cannot win. That's where it's at.
Wow.
If I could, do you think I could strangle you with just one hand if I could reach through this camera right now?
I am a little scared. You said Mr. Ryan might have had a couple of extra drinks over there. He agreed to be my bodyguard yesterday, so I did not know my bodyguard was going to be drinking on the job. I am a national treasure right now. I need some protection. I'm going to have to find somebody else over there.
I have real bad news for you. He was actually super chatty. He hasn't had anything to eat. He's just in Germany. He's going to be barfing by Morocco. And for certain is falling asleep on Thorn again.
Can't wait. Can't wait to go find my little buddy, my little badger buddy.
We just talked to him. You just missed him. He was in Germany drinking a grapefruit beer.
Sharing chips.
Will you message him and tell him I need that gingerbread caramel blah 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 cookie?
That he already got once.
No, I need one for my room. He knows where my room's at because he's jealous of that room. Jealous of my room.
He went and sat outside your door the other night.
Yeah, but that was real dumb because I was on the freeway and Leslie was asleep inside.
So yeah, they're staying at Boardwalk, and somehow this terrible fake Bears fan got upgraded from a studio to a 1-bedroom. So she thinks she's special right now.
Listen, this is the life. This is Walt showing me the life that I can have. I just gotta get a couple of more dollars together for that. Because I don't even really understand how expensive the room is that we're in. But I do know that it's probably something that I need in my life a lot more often.
Well, I'll tell you, it's, what'd you rent for? $19 a point?
20.
So do 155 times 20
I'm
in
done.
your head.
I'm leaving. I love you guys.
Okay.
It's the battery. It's the Pixel. Anybody have a Pixel charger around here?
No, we went through this last time when you left your phone on Space Mountain. She's just gonna be frozen like that, and I'm gonna take
screenshot,
and then I'm also gonna clip this in Twitch and save it. Does anyone have a Pixel charger? And she's frozen. This is the best day ever. Should I just move her up there?
Yes.
Like that. Maybe she'll chime back in. So Oh, I have
That's
bad news
fun.
for her. Apparently that cookie is seasonal because Teach just went in to try and find one.
Oh.
So yeah.
That was fun. I'm counting down the days now because it's been too long. It's been too long.
Yeah, we were trying to think about. I need to get back to see my mom.
Yeah,
just for a little bit. But I'm doing the house floats thing here, so I want to like decorate my house. And my neighborhood is doing like our big kind of like everyone does their throws thing on Toast Sunday. So that means I'm going to be here for the duration.
Yeah,
because then I got to go back and empty out the house in Texas so that people can move in March, and then I'll be here full time. Full time. I know.
Yay.
I know. So yeah, do you want to talk about some of the promos that are coming up at Disney for people like us that just are ready? They're ready to go back.
Yeah. So Disney has some really amazing promotions right now, and I'm not just saying that because Keely and I are travel agents and we want you to book with us. But legit, they're really good. So Disney had released this room offer of up to 35% for stays through April 17th. Up to 35% off of a room is that the highest they've ever done for just a broad offer, not like a pass holder or floor resident discount?
Yeah,
definitely the highest I've seen for a broad offer, meaning there's no restrictions. Anybody can do it. You don't have to be a Florida resident. You don't have to be a pass holder.
You don't have to live in
to the general public. You don't have to live in a certain state. If you want to go to Disney World, you can go for up to 35% off of a room. I'm not going to go through the nitty gritty, but like the 35% is for your deluxe resorts, and the percentage off decreases as you go down in category, but it's a really good offer. I've booked some people with some amazing price points for that through April 17th. And then I think Disney realized, well, shoot, a lot of people are booking, but we're still not up to where we want to be. So they basically extended that offer, slightly decreased. It's up to 30% now. But they extended that offer under a different name through July 10th. So basically, if you want to go to Disney between now and July 10th, for the most part, you can get your room discounted up to 35% off. Again, depending on when you go, depending on where you stay. But that's huge. That makes some of the value resorts competitive with off-property for the price point. And why not stay in the middle of the magic and stay on property?
Absolutely.
When you can get it at that price point.
And especially, if you're not comfortable with doing your normal 7-day trip, this is or 7-day commandos in the park every day. If you're going to go for 4 days and maybe do 2 days in the park, this is the perfect time to take advantage of one of those deals and maybe stay at your dream resort that you want to spend a day by the pool or be on the monorail. I'm hopeful that we're going to have fireworks back at some point in the spring. So look at if this is your time. The best rates that I saw with this discount were at Garden View at the Contemporary, which Garden View rooms are out a little bit further, closer to the convention center. But when some days I saw you could stay at the Contemporary for under $140 a night. That's the Contemporary. It's still on the monorail. You're basically walking to Magic Kingdom.
You can walk.
You just saved yourself having to park at TC or take a bus for 5 minutes from the Magic Kingdom. The pool area is cool. Almost all of the restaurants are open at the Contemporary. And again, you're on the monorail. Yeah. So you can monorail hop. That is probably the best deal out there with this discount is to stay at the Contemporary. Like I said, it's in a Garden View room. Totally fine.
Right. For sure, the deluxe, you get the better, discount because you're staying at the deluxe resorts. And then you get a bigger room. You get a bigger and a better bed. The amenities there are a little bit nicer. So those discounts are pretty incredible. But they also released a promotion that, if it fits with your travel plans, is even better, which is this buy 3 days, get 2 additional days discount. You cannot stack them, but I have multiple people who are booked for Mardi Gras, and they were booked under the room discount promotion, and I applied instead the 2 free day promotion, and they still saved an extra $200 or $300, based on their package with this discount. It's incredible. What I talked about earlier about the youth group travel, I'm working with a school right now, and they are looking at bringing one of their classes. We looked at POP for a few nights, few days with that promotion, and it looks like pretty comparable to what I was getting quotes for when we booked under the youth programs office last year. And that's just a promotion that's open to everybody right now. It's incredible and open till September 25th. So if you want to go for Mardi Gras, if you want to go for Easter, if you want to go for Memorial Day, Labor Day,
4th of July,
just random day in June or July, like it is open till my birthday. Thank you very much.
If you want to celebrate getting the vaccine in June.
Woo! Hey. If you want to celebrate my birthday, woo! Whatever you want to celebrate. From now until the end of September, you can buy 3 days and get 2 free. It's awesome.
It's insane. It's absolutely that's the first time I've seen them do free day tickets.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say it's going to be we're talking September 11th kind of time. They usually offer this kind of stuff to Florida residents to try and get them to go. Because before I became an annual pass holder, I would do the Florida resident tickets. But this is like the first just general domestic offer that I've seen. It's really similar to what they offer to people from the UK and Canada. So they've been able to get these kind of discounts before, but now's the time.
But Disney's not getting those travelers from abroad. So they really are like throwing whatever they can at us domestic travelers to bring us in.
Yeah. And again, not to pressure anything. Like I said, I was there in November. I am not there now for various reasons. Slightly has to do with comfort level, but I felt very comfortable in November, and I would not hesitate to recommend going back if people feel the same level of comfort that I experienced. I enjoyed a lot of more outdoor activities and just walking around or just sitting out. James, you just missed him. He's drinking around the world right now. He was in Germany and was kind of schwasty faced. We sent him to go get something to eat. I'll see if he'll pop back in. Yeah. And especially as mask wearing is great. There are hand washing stations. We talked about this on another stream. I almost preferred how Universal handled some things, like putting hand sanitizer in your hands before you, like when they assign you to the row on the ride. I really appreciated that. But like I said, it's comfort level. The cool thing about the moderates and deluxes, I haven't done the research, and the villas, I haven't done the research on the values, but moderates, deluxes, and villas all have their own individual heating AC units in the room. They don't share a system. So you can feel really safe about the air that's circulating in your room is just the air that's already in your room. So if that was a concern that you may have had before, don't be concerned. They clean everything. Even like your TV remote isn't a little baggy. We stayed at Beach Club Villas, and there was no like real silverware or anything. Everything was paper. You're disposable. Yeah. They don't enter your room. They hang a laundry bag with all of your supplies on your doorknob and stuff like that. They are taking all of the safety precautions. So like I said, if you're comfortable with traveling, however you choose to get there, I think you can feel really safe, especially because so much at Disney is outdoors. It's just with the exception of like the queues and the ride.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So it's a great time to go to take advantage of it if you're feeling, that you're just missing out. You need to get there. Now's the time.
If you're getting vaccinated soon.
Mm-hmm.
Or have been vaccinated already.
Or have lucky.
Yeah.
So we'll wrap up one last thing that's kind of new to this stream, because we have Angela and Leslie that have kids, but they're older and they don't bring them to Disney. So Disney, if you ask Leslie, Disney is not for children. Disney is for adults.
Yeah, I don't understand.
I can't complain about that, but any pro tips for doing Disney with kiddos? Anything you're going to do or special things you're thinking about for traveling with an infant?
Yeah, so many. Knowing where the child care centers are is probably first and foremost. Each one of the 4 parks has a child care center. I have bought diapers there. I have bought butt cream there. I have bought a pacifier there. Like anything that you forget, or like, oh, my kid's eating way too much macaroni and cheese. I think I need a little bit of prunes in his diet for right now. They have it there. Things you don't think about if you don't have kids. But what I was really shocked by, there hasn't ever seemed to be like this insane Disney markup. Like the diapers, the wipes, everything was what you would pay for the most part. I mean, I didn't have like a price calculator out with me, but it was not like, oh, I'm paying $10 for one diaper. Like it was pretty standard what you'd pay at the grocery store or at a pharmacy. Price point wise, again, if you forget anything, they also have rooms. I don't know how they're handling it post-COVID or during COVID, but rooms to nurse and feed, to change diapers, with like actual legit changing pads, not the ones that fold down in bathrooms. It's just, you need to go in there if you have a kid in diapers or a kid who's still using a bottle. It's just like a place of calm and tranquility for your kid. Also, if you have a special needs kiddo, one who needs who gets really overloaded, whose senses get really overloaded, that's a great place to go and calm them down, give them a place of reprieve, because it's just usually parents and kids in there. Make sure your stroller fits. They released new guidelines for strollers recently. If you have a standard stroller, it probably fits. That's a big thing, because you don't want to park, take the tram, take the monorail to Magic Kingdom, and then realize your stroller doesn't fit and it's too big, and you have to take the monorail back and then the tram back and then go back in your car and figure out how you're going to stroll your kid around without your stroller.
Yeah, no like big double bob, no wagons.
No wagons, yeah. And then the other big tip I have, people ask me this all the time, you can bring in water, you can bring in snacks, you can bring in a picnic lunch if you want.
I've been behind that at Epcot before.
Huh?
I've been behind that at Epcot before during a food and wine festival, like pulled out 2 picnic chickens and 5 like large public sides. I'm like, well, that's fun.
James is saying get drunk to numb the pain of having an infant. I can't say that I recommend that, but
no drinking around the world with an infant.
No. We're bringing our carrier for her though. She loves looking out and seeing things. So yeah, I can't report yet on what it's like to take an infant. We took my son when he was 18 months old for the first time. We'll take my daughter when she's 6 months old. So we'll see. Got to
get in as many of those trips before she turns 3 as humanly possible. Take advantage of that like Disney perk.
Any good brands on butt cream? My child has really bad rash, especially when we travel. We've used Boudreaux's butt paste from the beginning. I don't know if that's a local thing. I know Boudreaux is like a Cajun name, but it's what we've used for both my son and my daughter, and we've never had a problem. They make sensitive, they make like extra strength, and we've used all 3, the regular, the sensitive, and the extra strength as needed. But I didn't necessarily notice any bad rash on my son when we've traveled. Speaking as an adult, I've always used like the Glide stuff for myself when walking around. I don't know, Disney Princess Lover, if you're talking about yourself or your kid, but they definitely make stuff for adults too for rashes for walking so much. Huh? That's not fun.
Yeah. No. Yeah, and I think Boudreaux's is a national thing. Because I've purchased it for many a baby shower basket and stuff like that.
Yeah.
James, you're ridiculous. So we'll do one last wrap up, and then we're gonna head out because Courtney and I have a game to prepare for.
Yes.
It's not gonna be a Bears celebration party, regardless of what Angela said earlier.
Nope.
So Courtney is going back from Raw. It's the first time in what, 18 months?
It'll be in a year. No, we were at Mardi Gras. We were there for Mardi Gras last year, so it'll be the first time in a year.
Right. Yeah, because you guys got back, and then all of the world just went.
We were there
hell.
literally like the week before it shut down. So.
Yeah. So she's going back. What are you planning is your perfect Disney day on this trip?
I'm very excited. Like I said, we're going with some friends who have younger kids as well. They have 2 girls, and this is for us, not for Keely, but to see their faces light up when they go into Magic Kingdom and see that castle, see the magic there. I'm just so excited for that. To see the magic through their eyes, and my kids as well, but my friends' kids. They're little girls, they're little princesses.
Aww.
Yes.
So
have some Mickey premium bars,
Yes. And see, that's why we need to do a Disney cruise when it's based out of New Orleans, because all the Mickey bars you can eat.
All the Mickey bars.
Constantly. All right, go ahead and wrap this up. Thanks to Courtney for joining us. Thanks for everyone in the chat. We're going to be back to full strength and annoying you guys with different topics next weekend here with the Crescent Lake Club. And just to give you guys kind of a preview, I believe it's in 3 weeks, but just watch social media and I'll let you know. We're going to have our first Archives Edition show. And I'm so excited because we're going to have a bunch of my friends from 90s era Magic Kingdom on to talk about Spectro Magic. So we'll take you in and out of audition process, training, everything behind the scenes of my favorite nighttime spectacular in the history of Walt Disney World. Again, so follow Courtney on social media. I'm going to tweet out her Instagram and all of the information that she talked about. If you're looking to book a trip, she's great to talk to. And until then, we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.